When people think about finding one, what comes to mind? Is it your soulmate, your lover, something romantic? When you think about finding one, what's the first thing that you think of or other people think of? A few people want to answer that? And there's no wrong answers. Go ahead.
I think he said someone to grow old with.
What was that? Someone to grow old with? Okay. Yes.
Synergy.
Synergy? Okay.
Trustworthy.
Okay.
Someone who appreciates my intelligence.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So I'm going to throw something out there, okay? I always throw something a little bit different out there. So more than often, would you say when we try to attract someone, we try to find someone who has a lot of things in common with us, things that create less friction, things that make more harmony, things that maybe make us feel better about ourselves, correct?
Yes.
And do you notice that when you meet that person, you start going a little bit deeper with that person, all your stuff starts coming up? Okay, so what if you're able to shift your perceptions as far as finding a one is finding someone who can hold space for you to become a better person, hold space for you to heal, hold space for you to be able to love yourself more, because when you are in relationships and you're not feeling good in that relationship, more than often, it's not really about that person. It's how you're participating. It's how you're being triggered. It's really about you feeling uncomfortable with something and you would like him or her to change something about themselves. Are we in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So finding a one, more than often we push more towards comfort and what will create circumstances to make us feel more comfortable about ourselves. And then we are with that person and then we find ourselves saying that they have the same quality as Joe Schmo had. It wasn't the right person. He was unavailable. And we never look at ourselves that maybe it's a mirror to ourselves. So in other words, what I try to help people do, and clients mainly, is finding a one in many ways is finding yourself. And I want to move away from that whole just love yourself, that whole cliche. I mean, there's truth in that. You know, you need to have a better relationship with yourself. There's truth in that, okay? I want to move beyond that a little bit. What if you were to, in a way, energetically wake up to yourself and just look at yourself as if you are really awesome? The way that you look, the way that your heart is open, the way that you vibrate. What if you got to a place that you realize that whether you're with someone or without someone, that you feel good? Okay? Because say for women, it might be a person to reflect the love that you wish you had for yourself. It might be to get that attention that you're not able to give to yourself. It could be where you want someone to protect you, so you feel some type of security. But what ends up happening, if it's about security and a person to ground you, to give you some sense of yourself, when he leaves, you lose yourself. Your anchor is gone. Secondly, when you're putting yourself out there, it comes off as being needy energy. And that's the energy that would repel a guy. Same thing goes for men. Men will want to attract women because they don't feel good about themselves, to have arm candy, or it could be other ways to reflect, make him feel appreciated and so forth. And he can come off with different energies. One where he has someone he can control because he feels disempowered himself. It could be a man whom he says he wants to be in a relationship, but in a way you feel like his mother, because he's basically looking for someone to take care of him, admire him, make him feel the ways that maybe his mother didn't make him feel. I'm sure women have had those experiences where you're like, you go out with a guy, he's like really sensitive, he's great to talk to, and after a while you're like, oh my God, he's like way too sensitive. I want to be the chick in this relationship. All right? Okay? So men and women, we both embody certain qualities that turn off each other. But if we're turning ourselves on, if we're waking up to who we are, if we are coming from a place of abundance rather than lack, then we are attractive. And that will attract the one. And when I say the one, hopefully someone that you can be with, someone who can hold space for you, but someone who is an extension of your vibrant self already.
Yes.
Who you are to become in that relationship is continuing to unfold. And then what happens in relationships is that two people are in different places vibrationally. We outgrow each other. And yet we're trying to, and oftentimes I'll see couples where they're like, we want to go back to the way we were. But that's impossible. And that's actually the energy that's creating the friction. They need to pave new grounds for them to connect on a different level. Because whatever they were doing back then is no longer working. Yes?
What happens when your parents have been married for 49 years and that's what you know? It's familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we're in a world where this is what I was taught. It's stability in a marriage. But it's not always great. So,
and we see stability, mean like seeing your parents being together that long, you're saying it's not that great, or it's not. That's great. My parents have been together for over 50 years, and I would probably say the same thing. I'll talk about them more in this workshop. But keep in mind, these cognitive commitments that are created are ideas, they're beliefs, and they don't necessarily fit us. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that doesn't fit our culture today, and yet people are trying to force themselves to be a certain way. The reality is that most marriages are not working, and even in marriages that are lasting over 50 years, it doesn't mean that the people are growing or are happy. So there has to be a new model. The new model is what we're going to talk about today, and that model is really connecting to much more than that. It's connecting to energy. It's connecting to an open heart. It's connecting to what I mentioned in the beginning, was someone who can hold space for me to grow, to accept myself, and be more compassionate for them. It's being able to bring out that light in that other person.
If you were being offered some free tools that could get you unstuck, would you be interested? If so, visit raydoctor.com and receive your free transformational exercises. Imagine starting each day feeling deeper love, a clearer mind, and being able to say to yourself, I really feel good. My clients love these, and so will you. Get them now for free at raydoctor.com.